Welcome to the Sunday morning simulcast with RomWills. Stay calm and find a way to solve a problem. Stay calm. Now this is very important because we all have problems. I don't care. If you going through life and you're not running into some type of problem, let me know in the comments. I'm serious. Let me know. Shoot. You need to be doing videos. You need to be on top of the mountain. I need to be climbing up there to have a session with you. Because I don't care who you are. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care what's your racial background, your ethnic background, your social class, your gender. All of us has something that we're going through. Every single one of us. Like I said, if there's an exception, please let me know. Please let me know. All right? But I'm going to tell you what, whenever a problem comes up, the best way to solve it is to stay calm. Stay calm. Whenever something is happening, stay calm. Don't get upset. Just sit there, meditate, do something. Unless it's something you have to take care of right there at that moment. And even then, if you practice staying calm, being at peace, you can take care of that too, even if it's something right away. But one of the things I developed I would say in the later years, because I sure as heck didn't have it in my younger years, I wouldn't get upset about something. Something happened, I wouldn't get upset. And I've known people who've gotten upset. There's something's happening, something's going on, and they're just jumping around like, oh. It's like, no. Stay calm. Stay calm, because when you stay calm, then you can see the problem. Then you can think about it. Then you can be like, oh, okay. I use an example I used before. One of my plugs was out. I was plugging something in, and it wasn't giving any power. Now I couldn't figure out what it was, but I didn't get upset. I was thinking about the options, and all it was one of my fuses had blown, and downstairs it switched off, and all I did was just switch it back on. But I stayed calm. I didn't get upset because. And I went through everything. I said, wait a minute. All the other lights are on. All the other power is on. And I didn't even think that at first. I was thinking, oh, wait a minute. Maybe something's wrong with this plug. But then I tried another cord in it, and it didn't work. But I was still staying calm. And then I eventually came to find out what was wrong. I was like, oh, okay. And one of the things that I practice, no matter what it is, stay calm. It could have been something with the car. There's been stuff that's happened with the car, and I'll be like, oh, let me be calm about it. There was, I don't know, it's just little things. It's little things. I can name a bunch of things. And these are little things. Or going through a problem, like going through a money problem. We can all relate to that. Stay calm and figure out how you can solve it. Stay calm. Indeed, I had learned that way back my senior year in college, because it was tight. It was tight money-wise. And I had a student loan and everything. It was tight, but I stayed calm. I got real discipline. In fact, that's where I learned discipline on how to spend money. And indeed, I was even able to send some money home. But I stayed calm. And yeah, Rom's stomach was growling to everything. But I figured out how to solve the problem, to take care of the issue. And that's how you have to be. I don't care what it is. If you're figuring out how to eat, how to get more to eat, stay calm. Don't get upset like, oh, I don't have food to eat. And then there's a way you can get that food. Or let's say you need a job, because we all need money. You don't get upset. You just say, oh, okay, I need a job. Like I had told a story before when even though I had my publishing business, I was still short. of some money. In fact, there was a time I was 2 months straight, I was short on the rent. 2 months straight. But I still needed money, needed more money. And I actually put on some shoes, dressed nice, and went out. And I was looking for one job, ended up coming back home that day with 2 jobs. But I stayed calm because the second one, I was just driving along, because when you're thinking about something, when you're like all upset, you miss stuff. Now, I remember seeing a sign for a gym, and I'd worked in gyms before, worked sales in a gym. I stopped by a gym and said, do y'all need people? And they happened to need somebody. They happened to need somebody. I literally started the next day. Literally started the next day. Because I was just calm when I found that job. Going through life, you have to be calm. You have to figure it out. If I need to make more money, now, I'll just say I always need more money, no matter how much I'm making. I just said, oh, okay, let me do this. Let me make this video. Let me do this. Let me talk about this. Let me do something on one of my other platforms. But calm, stay calm. I don't care what it is. Stay calm. The answer will come to you. Because I'm going to tell you what, when people get upset, they get too focused on the problem itself instead of how to solve it. When they get upset, they can't think straight. Now, if you can think straight when you're very upset, let me know. Let me know. Most people can't. From my experience, from personal experience, and from seeing other people, they can't think straight if they all like, and they all upset. Indeed, that's why some people will want to get you upset. I had told the story numerous times when I was at the Harlem Book Fair, and there was a gentleman there who purposely got me upset. Me and him were about to come to blows. We're arguing over something. Me and him about to come to blows. And I've said it 1,000 times. I'm going to say it 1,000 times more. I learned a lesson there because he specifically said, now you won't be able to sell books. And to me, maybe that's what his purpose was, to get me upset not to sell books. And I was upset for 10 whole minutes. But I got calm. And even dealing with him, looking back at it, that was a lesson, because I should have just been calm. I should have just been like, okay, you have a good day now. He was trying to tell me about something that wasn't in the book. I was like, you haven't read the book. And I just should have said, okay. See, that was a lesson too. Maybe I'll talk about that in a future video. But that was a lesson. And I was upset for 10 minutes, but then after that, I was able to make some serious business connections. Some serious business connections that put even more money in my hands. But I learned to be calm, and I learned a lesson there to always stay calm, no matter what's going on, no matter what's happening. There's a calm way to solve it. Because then when you are calm, your mind is open. You can look at all possibilities, and all solutions will come to you. You look at all possibilities, and then all solutions will come to you, or at least enough solutions. I want you to think about that. Stay calm, no matter what the problem is. You can find a way. Stay calm and find a way to solve the problem. So that's all I have for today. Think about what I'm saying, because we all have them. I don't care who you are. As I said earlier, I don't care who you are, how much money you have, your racial background, religious background, your gender. We all have problems. If you want to solve them, stay calm. So keep rising to become the best version of the person that you are meant to be. Peace and blessings, everyone.